Before we get to the video, I want to make a shout out to this guy at Clipishkst for suggestion, the country that I want to talk about their history in my last history vid about Tunisia. The history of Mexico spans over 13,000 years, evolving from complex ancient Mesoamerican civilizations into a Spanish colonial empire, followed by a turbulent fight for independence, territory, and modern democracy. The pre-Columbian era, pre-1519, before European arrival, highly advanced societies thrived in Mesoamerica, developing glyph-based writing, precise calendars, and massive urban centers. The Olmecs, 1200 to 400 BC, Mexico's first major civilization, known for carving colossal stone heads along the Gulf Coast. Teotihuacan, 100 BC AD 750 A, massive metropolis near modern day. Mexico City, famous for the enormous Pyramid of the Sun. The Mayas, AD 250 to 900, renowned for mathematics, astronomy, and spectacular stone cities like Chichen Itza on the Yucatan Peninsula. The Aztecs, 1325 to 1521, formed a powerful triple alliance to rule central Mexico from their island capital of Tenochtitlan, extracting massive tribute from conquered territories. Spanish conquest and colonial rule, 1519 to 1821. The landing of Spanish forces fundamentally reshaped the continent through military conquest, religious conversion, and demographic collapse. The fall of the Aztecs, led by Spanish conquistador Hernan Cortés and aided by indigenous allies who hated Aztec rule. Tenochtitlan fell in 1521. Decimation by disease. European diseases like smallpox killed millions of indigenous people who lacked natural immunity. New Spain. The region was renamed the Viceroyalty of New Spain. The Catholic Church became highly influential, building monasteries over indigenous temples. The caste system. A strict social hierarchy emerged, putting Spanish-born elites, peninsulas, at the top and indigenous peoples at the bottom. Independence and territorial loss, 1810 to 1876. Tired of sharing wealth with Spain, the local classes launched a bloody, decade-long struggle for autonomy. The Cry of Dolores, in 1810. Priest Miguel Hidalgo y Costilla sparked the rebellion, which successfully culminated in Mexican independence in 1821. The Mexican-American War, triggered by the U.S. annexation of Texas. This 1846 to 1848 war ended in a major disaster for Mexico, which ceded its entire northern territory, including California and New Mexico, to the United States. The French invasion, defaulting on foreign war debts, prompted France to invade in 1862. Mexican forces famously defeated the French at the Battle of Puebla, celebrated as Cinco de Mayo. Though France temporarily installed Maximilian I as emperor until his execution in 1867, revolution to modern day, 1876 present. Economic progress under the decades-long dictatorship of Porfirio Diaz created severe social inequality, triggering the Mexican Revolution of 1910. The Mexican Revolution. The Mexican Revolution, a brutal civil conflict that lasted a decade, resulting in a new constitution in 1917 and sweeping land reforms. PRI. Monopoly. The Institutional Revolutionary Party, PRI, was formed and held uninterrupted political monopoly over the country for 7 decades. The Mexican Miracle, an era of rapid economic growth, industrialization, and nationalization of natural resources from the 1940s to the 1970s. Modern Mexico transitioned to multi-party democracy in 2000, continuing to navigate economic integration, global trade, and complex internal security challenges. The pre-Columbian era is a fascinating period spanning thousands of years before European arrival. Here is a detailed look at the evolution of the 4 greatest civilizations of this time. 1. The Olmecs, 1200 to 400 BC, known as the mother culture of Mesoamerica. They laid the cultural and social foundations for all subsequent civilizations. Location: the tropical lowlands of south-central Mexico, modern-day Veracruz and Tabasco. Innovations: developed early writing systems, a calendar, and the famous Mesoamerican ball game iconic art, carved colossal stone heads from basalt blocks, some weighing up to 20 tons, likely depicting their rulers. 2. Teotihuacan, 100 BC AD 750. This was not just a culture but one of the largest megacities of the ancient world, housing over 125,000 residents at its peak location. The Valley of Mexico, about 40 kilometers northeast of modern-day Mexico. City, urban planning, built on a strict grid layout centered around the Avenue of the Dead monuments, home to the massive Pyramid of the Sun and the Pyramid of the Moon. Its sudden collapse and burning around AD 750 remains a mystery. 3. The Mayas, AD 250 to 900, classic period. The Mayas were not a unified empire, but a highly advanced network of independent city-states like Palenque, Tikal, and Chichen Itza, sharing a common culture location: southern Mexico, Yucatan Peninsula, Chiapas, and parts of Central America. Sciences developed sophisticated mathematics including the concept of zero, and astronomical calendars precise enough to predict eclipses. Writing created the most complex and fully developed logosyllabic writing system in the pre-Columbian Americas. 4. The Aztecs Mexicas, 1325 to 1521 AD. Originally nomadic migrants from the north, they founded their capital, Tenochtitlan, on an island in Lake Texcoco after seeing an omen. An eagle perched on a cactus eating a snake. Location, central and southern Mexico. Military power, a highly centralized empire that dominated millions of subjects through a strict tribute system and fierce warrior. Elite agriculture, invented chinampas, floating artificial islands, which were highly productive agricultural plots used to feed their massive urban population.